G'day from Mexico City on the Monday after the Mexican Grand Prix, and it was a great day out, and I'm going to tell you all about my experiences in 8 seconds time. Yes, Max Verstappen won the 2021 Mexican Grand Prix, but I think the real winner of the day was Sergio Perez. In fact, I've never heard so much Sergio Perez in my life as I have these past 6 days. It's been constant Checo, and it ended with him on the podium in the stadium at the Mexico City track. But let's step it back pre-race. All of us media were allowed out onto the track for Checo to come around and do the driver's parade. He was on the truck, but he got off the truck at the corner just before they get into the stadium. He then walked up. He did a whole lot of stuff with the media in front of the crowd, which was huge. And as you can see here, they were all wearing coloured shirts in the Mexican colours, green, white and red. But standing out in that stadium was an enormous rush. And while we were waiting for Checo out there, these motorcyclists came along doing some rather clever acrobatics. Oh, and by the way, have a look what I got sent yesterday. Have a look at this kit. So what's in this package? This trimmer is designed for the downstairs region, and apparently it's quite safe. Comes with a wall charger, a stand, these things, some ball deodorant, that's a first, a toning lotion, and some boxer briefs, and a bag for you to put everything. I'm not just talking to the guys here, ladies, this would be a great gift for you to give to your husband if he needs some attention down there. But not only that, they've also sent me the weed whacker. This trims all the hairs in your holes. It tickles. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code KIM at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com with the promo code KIM. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Let's start at the grid and I'll work my way through the day. What happens is the cars come onto the grid, turn their engine off and they're wheeled up through the throng of people to their particular parking spot. The driver gets out and then typically does a runner back to the garage, back to the hospitality suite, to have a wee prior to the race and to get some last minute instructions. But yesterday I found Valtteri Bottas just chilling here next to Ted Kravitz, waiting for his cue to come back onto the grid for the national anthem. Taking photos on the grid is always such a hectic thing because there's so many people around. But in this instance here where the drivers come back across pit lane, they're often all on their own. And it's a very clean photo. Getting back onto the grid, the drivers then go out and do their kneeling ceremony. The We Race as one thing. And I did notice that Lando Norris has had a bit of a panic when he's got out to his spot because he's realised he doesn't have the We Race as one shirt on. So he's raced back, got his trainer John Malvin's attention. John's nipped back in less than a minute with the t-shirt. John's passed it to one of the security guys. He on-passes it to Lando, and then Lando heads back quickly to don his shirt. All the other guys are standing there waiting ready to go. Then there's the national anthem and we get to shoot from the side and take these interesting side-on shots. Then it's a mad dash on a golf buggy down to turn 1 so I can shoot the first corner. Everyone said, oh, you must have great pics, you're at the right corner. I don't. Unfortunately, I had a 600mm lens and that's quite a tight shot. So I get the cars from about 150 metres away from the corner and I get the full field in, but as they get closer I can't get everybody in. And I chose to stay on the cars coming around the corner, not follow them around the corner, which if I had done, I would have got Yuki crashing. I got the end of it, obviously, here. But no, I didn't get any of that calamity. And that's what happens when you pick a lens that's not a wide angle. You can't see outside your field of view. I lasted half the race there, and then I went back to the media centre, changed my cameras and went out to shoot Parc Fermé. But what happens is we stand about this spot here down the bottom of the shot, and we wait for the cars to come towards us, and we shoot the drivers getting out of the car. However, because of COVID, I didn't realise that's classed as Parc Fermé, even though it's not the normal Parc Fermé, and as such, we're not allowed in there. There's only about 20 photographers allowed in that spot. So we get kicked out, lots of us. I ended up going up into the stadium and shooting from a high vantage point there, which I think is where I lost a $1,000 pair of glasses. So that's another thing to add to my list, and realistically, I'm never going to get them back. It was interesting shooting from the grandstand because we got an angle that I wouldn't normally get. And it was only after I posted this picture of Checo that I realised there was actual eye contact. Now that's pure fluke, but amazing that you can see into his helmet from probably I was 80 metres away. And just prior to that, some people down below had lit off flares or smoke bombs, which of course mucks up our photos and makes them all quite soft and green tinted. But there were hundreds of police there and security people to make sure that the general public didn't get down to the area that we had, which was mainly corporates and media. And then, of course, Kygo, the DJ, played afterwards, and that was my cue to head back to the media centre and change lenses and hopefully shoot some interesting stuff in the paddock. And this one shot I love here. Pierre was walking away from me back to the hospitality suite. He had no mask on, and I waited until I got quite close to him walking behind. Then I just shouted out something, and he turned around quickly for me to get this shot. And I asked him, how was the race? Because I didn't even know he finished fourth. And he said, that was a crazy race, but a good one for the French driver. I spent most of my weekend just patrolling the paddock, looking for interesting stories. Timo Glock was there. Now, I must admit I've never photographed Timo before, and he was playing darts on one of the days in a segment with Valtteri Bottas, which may have already gone to air by the time you watch this. That was on Austrian TV. Alpine on race day had a graffiti artist come in and spray paint their back of their garage. It was an impressive display. It took the guy a couple of hours, and I think the drivers even chipped in and helped him out. Mick Schumacher had Justine Huisman along with him and his sister and his mother at the track this weekend, and I caught Justine and Gina, Mick's sister, playing backgammon for most of the weekend out on the deck of the hospitality suite. Sebastian Vettel, what did he do for his team? I can tell you, he was happy enough to provide cake on the Sunday. Here's Britta bringing in 3 cakes for the team. Just like in Austin last week, the fans can watch what's going on in the paddock from a first and second floor balcony. There are a number of Paddock Club guests who choose to hang out on the back balcony, which overlooks the paddock. And of course, we had more cap throwing with Lando and Pierre, more than happy to sign stuff and then throw it back up to the people up on those balconies. With this sort of paddock, there is an outside area for each of those hospitality suites, and often you'll find the drivers and the team sitting out there having a meal, which was very much the case with Yuki Tsunoda. And he offered me a sniff of this particular local delicacy. Well, when I say local, not Mexican, Japanese, but yeah, looked interesting. I can't even tell you what it is. It's beans in a gooey sauce, I think, but you Japanese will know. On Saturday after quali, Daniel Ricciardo was returning to his hospitality suite, stopped to sign a few autographs, which was great because I had front row position, there was no one else around, but some very enthusiastic fans. And on his way back to the hospitality suite, he stopped and had a chat with this young lady, Natalie Kelly. Now, you might recognise her from one of the Fast and Furious movies, but she's been in a number of other movies and television series. Well, it appears that not only is Daniel known to her, so is Pierre. And they had a great chat after quali on Saturday, laughing it up big time. I also like the fact that Valtteri Bottas, after a session, comes back into the paddock, still with his helmet on and his race suit done up. And these are photos that we don't often get, unless you're out in the pit lane, where you can see the drivers perhaps wandering around about to get in their car. It's rare to see a driver like this. What about driver arrivals? Well, on Thursday, there was no organisation out there, and the drivers were almost besieged by fans as they entered the track. But that was remedied on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and there was a lane put in for them to walk down. Now, some of the drivers just made a beeline. Lewis, Max in particular, Kimi, straight down there, didn't stop for anything. Other drivers took some time to sign stuff. Case in point here, these drivers here, all were more than happy to sign and pose for selfies, with Sergio Perez even obliging this young fellow with an autograph on the guy's forehead. And coming up tomorrow, if you're watching this upon release, I'm doing a video on the fans who arrived here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel to greet both Ferrari drivers, Antonio Giovinazzi and Fernando Alonso, down in the foyer. And I think you'll like it. Fashion-wise, what can I tell you about the drivers? Well, Lewis, I got in these particular outfits. And Daniel Ricciardo also came in non-team kit. See this Sergio Perez cap signed by Sergio himself? It's in my hotel room now, but very shortly it'll be going to Carolina. And Carolina was one of many people who entered a competition I put up on my Instagram page. And there's another one still running where you could win $3,500 worth of tickets to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Go and have a look at my posts every Tuesday from last week until the 23rd of November. I love the Mexican Grand Prix. It's just the most marvellous place if you discount the traffic and the fact that I lost my glasses. But love the people, really enjoyable atmosphere in that stadium. And if you've liked this video, please hit the like button now, subscribe if you haven't done so. I can hold on for a second while you do that. You just press the subscribe button. And if you become a member of my channel, you get all these freebies as well, including raw images after each race and regular wallpapers. You'll find my digital images for sale at prostarpics.com. For editorial and personal use, you'll find my F1 photo books at kimillman.com, along with a new calendar for 2022 and some merchandise. And for my best pictures live from the track and all during the week, you know where to go. Head to Instagram and search at Kim Illman. Thanks for watching and stay passionate. let's jump back to the grid and then I'll work my way through the day. Oh, I hate that noise.